What's up, guys? It's Mowerman Chase here. What's up, guys? It's Mowerman Chase here. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Chase Grant. I have a lawn care company called Grow Landscaping, and we're about to hit about $1 million in rolling revenue in our actual lawn care company. We're about $68,000 a month, and we have acquisitions in place. And by the time we hit our acquisitions in March, we are going to be at that $1 million run rate, a little bit above, but we have some room for optimization, right? What I do is I get on YouTube and I just give people raw truth advice about helping them scale their lawn care company and what it's actually going to take. So if you're not the type of person who wants to grow a big company, you probably shouldn't even be on this video. This is for people who actually want to make a lot of money or build multiple locations when it does come to lawn care landscape, like me, right? So one thing if you guys know, we're in the new studio as well, but I think one of the biggest reasons people actually don't scale in lawn care is legit all framing of the mindset, right? And I'm not gonna sit here and say some, hocus pocus bullshit right now, but what I am gonna say is that it seems as if when people say nature over nurture, or nurture over nature, and that if you're around people who don't think big, you're probably not gonna think big, right? And this is my big problem when it does come to people that we work with. I always ask, especially with lawn domination, if you guys don't know what lawn dom is, that's where we help you restructure your lawn care landscape company and try to do partnerships in the future to build locations together. What I notice is when we do talk to people, I talk to a bunch of landscapers and lawn maintenance companies, literally on a daily basis. I talk to dozens every single day, right? And what I notice is that I feel as if there's certain people that I see that when I'm talking to other business owners, there's certain people, when they watch these creators, they don't think as big. And they think of, I want a one maintenance route, or I want two maintenance routes and a landscape route, and that's it, right? And then they watch different creators, and then they want multiple locations, right? Why is that? Is it just because, they just want to be like them, or is it just because they actually think it's the best model, or is it just because that's all they kind of know? I think the latter. I think most people don't understand that you can actually scale a lawn care landscape. Most people would be completely surprised when next year, we already raised funding. We raised about $700,000 in funding for 2 new locations next year. People are gonna be really surprised when they see me go from 0 to about $1 million run rate within 9 months. They're gonna say, what the hell? I didn't know you could do that in lawn care landscape. Well, you actually can. The problem is you're just watching the wrong people. You're watching people who aren't actually doing that. You're watching people who are trying to make this their day job and make this a forever thing, right? If you want to grow at a super rapid rate, it's very important to watch people and listen to people and take advice from people that are going to places that you want to be or in positions of which you want to be, right? If someone, for example, there's a lot of different creators, and I'm not gonna sit here and start name calling people, but there's a lot of creators who they have a shop and their shop's at their house and they have a couple routes, but they've been in the game 10, 20 years. Do they have my idealistic business? Do they have my idealistic lifestyle? Absolutely not. I don't give a damn about that fucking live on the ranch lifestyle. I don't. That's not me. What do I care about? My thing's not, the reason I'm driving so hard is not even for lifestyle. I just genuinely like building multiple locations. I like the conquest aspect of lawn care and landscape. As you're gaining yards throughout the neighborhood, it kind of feels like you're playing conquest almost. But I would say my ideal lifestyle, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to be limited to driving a truck for the rest of my life. I want the Ferrari. I want the G-Wagon, right? I want the Rolls Royce. I want the penthouse. I want that super modern mansion. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. If I'm gonna say what lifestyle do I want that. And what people would say is, well, that's not realistic. Well, you can't do that. Well, what I will tell you is this, just look at the top 100 list. Every single person in that list can do that, right? Okay, so clearly you can do that. Maybe I'm just watching the wrong person and he's not gonna help me get to that because he's not doing that and he's not aiming for that, right? This is what you need to pay attention to. A lot of your actions come from your subconscious, right? And your subconscious is programmed throughout the day. This is who you're listening to on a daily basis when it comes to podcasts, when it comes to YouTube videos, when it comes to music even. Music is, I'll be honest, I listen to some bullshit So that probably is not good for my subconscious. I'm gonna be completely honest. I listen to fucking shoot 'em up, bang, bang, gang music all the time, right? But when it does come to the videos I watch and the people I pay attention to, I don't pay attention to, like, I'll be honest, there's not one singular person that I pay attention to in the lawn care landscape industry that I like watch their content and that I want to be like. Not one. There's literally none, because no one is in the position that I want to be in. Absolutely no one. The closest person is Mike Andes, but his life is not the life I want. Like his aggressiveness in business, I like that. Like I like that side. But look, I can look at him and say, I like that side of him. I'll recognize, game recognizes game sort of thing, right? But when it comes to lifestyle, no one in the lawn care and landscape industry has my lifestyle that I want. So what do? I'm gonna be honest. I don't even watch lawn care landscape videos. I don't watch one singular video about lawn care landscape. I don't. Like maybe I do for like content ideation, but I don't actually, pay attention to any of the creators. And this isn't because, I think I'm better than them or anything. It's just because maybe they're just not aiming for what I want, right? Maybe they just don't want the lifestyle I want. They don't want the bigger business that I want. They don't want to work from an ivory tower like I want. I don't want to work in lawn care and landscape and it feels like I'm working in a lawn care landscape business. I want it to feel like private equity. And if it's not that feeling, I don't want it, right? That's how I'm playing the game. So if your goal is to play like you're playing private equity in the lawn care landscape industry, I would be the person to watch because that's what I'm trying to do, right? If your goal was to build a franchise, Mike Andes would be the person you want to watch. If your goal was to keep just like a solo route, there's a bunch of solo route creators on YouTube, right? But that's not me. That's why I don't watch anybody. I'll be completely honest. I don't waste my time watching people or downloading and programming content and thought loops in my head of things I don't want. I listen to big names, right? I don't care about, I'll be honest, I don't even care that much about what they're saying. I reverse engineer everything about what someone's doing. I look at their life. I look at how they're organizing their business. I look at their entire funnel breakdown. I look at everything, right? I'm like one of those research goblins when it comes to that. I'm just curious of how this guy actually makes his money, how he makes, how is he making so much? How is he in this position? How did he hire these people? Like, I just want to know that. I want to know the business side, like the bigger business, corporate side. I never really cared for mowing grass, So when it comes to me in business, I don't pay attention to people who are just mowing grass, right? And this is all having to do with mindset. And again, I can, basically loop this all the way back to what I was saying in the beginning. When I hop on a call with someone, and it's someone who's been watching me in the lawn care landscape industry, you'll see that they want to move a lot faster than the average other person that doesn't watch me, like actually watches my info content like as of this channel, that's not in the Grow Growth Club. You'll see they move at a way slower pace, and their timeline and time horizon is so long, right? I don't think, I'll be honest, like from zero, there's no reason you should take over 4 to 5 years, actually no knowledge at all, to get to $1 million run rate. Now I can get there a lot faster. I can probably get there 3 years, 36 months tops. That's tops, right? Because I know what to do, right? But regardless, know what to do or not, I haven't even been in business for 5 years, and I'm already at this point. So that's coming from complete scratch. There was no one in the industry that was doing what I wanted to do. There's no one who was moving at the pace that I wanted to move. How did I get to the place that I am? How did I develop the mindset that I did? How? This is by watching people with the same mindset. I'm watching other people. I don't just look at industry and don't say, oh, I'm in lawn care, so I guess I have to watch everybody in lawn care. No, I watch people who want to build a business the way I do. It could be anything, right? Everything has to do with mindset, right? The more you understand and the more you develop your mindset, the higher your standards go. Funny thing is, in our house, this is the come up crib. In our house, it's actually funny. When we first moved in here, we all were saying like, if we make $20,000 a month in profit, we'll be good. You know what I mean? 2 years later, we're saying, okay, we need a minimum make 50 grand a month. I don't know. I don't know if something's going on, but money doesn't feel like you can't make a little bit anymore. Like I feel like now it's at the point where $100,000 a month just seems like almost standard, like of profit. Like I would never slow down at all if I wasn't making 100 grand a month. Like literally at all. No, I wouldn't want to make anything less than that. And that's why I am so hungry. And that's why I am so urgent, because I feel like I'm broke. I'm going to be completely honest. And I know that sounds like, you guys may sound like, Chase, I mean, 20 grand a month for me, I would be chilling. It's raising your thought loops and raising the people you're looking at and raising the content you pay attention to. So yes, when I was in the beginning, I watched people who made less. Now I watch people who they don't like 100 grand a month is not that much, right? The people I watch in business do millions a month, right? I just watch bigger business because that's what I want. I don't want a small business, I want a bigger business. So when I watch these things, I can reconstruct all my thinking into this term, right? And then when I do that and apply it to what I'm physically doing right now, that's how I come up with the plans that I do. So people always ask me, Chase, how do you develop the mindset that you have? How did you, like, out of every single person, you just think like this corporately or this structured? It's because I think of how to get to that position through what I'm doing, through the actual vehicle that I'm doing now, right? Maybe I'm the first person who's like posting YouTube who actually thought about it this way. Mike Andy's technically, he's thinking about it this way too. So it's not completely rare, but I'm thinking about doing it corporately, right? Not franchise. Like my goal is not to franchise at all. And you will not be able to buy a Grow franchise, sorry. But without further ado, remember, if you keep your mindset right and keep your mindset looking forward at people who are at places way further than you want to be, you're always gonna reverse engineer a more efficient model because the smaller numbers have to be crushed fast. If your goal is super big, every single small number is going to have to be surpassed a lot faster as you're gonna look at it as less minuscule than you just did. So I hope that helps you guys understand why I think how I think and why people do move a lot faster than others. It's because they're probably planning a lot bigger. So moving faster is necessary. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.